Let's go.
It's your back, it dey keep passing. It dey bring out the best in me. I dey feel your recipe. Make you give me that recipe. Fine, fine. Yeah, you fine. You so divine. I dey feel you die.
Alright, people. It is official. I watched Snow White. I don't know why the hell I watched Snow White, but I needed to give y'all an unbiased opinion, okay? You know, everybody's saying this movie's trash, but I think it's because they hate the actress. She's been saying wild shit in the media. We don't need to recap. But I don't give a fuck. You know, I have no political ties to anybody, or I really don't care what the actors or actresses have to say that often. I just want to see the movie. I mean, I do that shit with sports. You know, they do the post-game interview. I'll be skipping it. I was like, bro, I'm trying to see y'all hoop. Other than that, I really don't care. You know, sometimes the interviews are cool, but for the most part, I don't really care. I just want to see you do your job. But, you know, let's just, you know, I wanted to see what it was like. You know, I'll give it a completely unbiased. I'm not hate watching. I'm not going in with the expectation that, you know, this movie's going to suck or whatever. And the reason why I would say I'm unbiased is, one, I didn't give a damn about Snow White. I didn't care about that shit when I was a kid, so I definitely didn't care about it as an adult. Two, you know, I hate musicals, so I might be a little biased. I might be a bias because I hate musicals, which leads me to my main point of this movie. It was alright, man. It was alright, you know, other than the singing. Like, I hate when the characters bust out in song. You know, it's my fault for walking into a musical to begin with. And as someone, can y'all, you know, psychoanalyze me? Give me my diagnosis. What's wrong with me, okay? I love music. I make music, you know what I'm saying? Check out the links, you know, down there below. Check out Spotify, Apple Music, you know. I love music. I make music all the time, man. I hate watching musicals. Like, I hate but I love movies and I love television. But when they bust out in song, I'm done. I stopped watching Umbrella Academy. As soon as they did that in Umbrella Academy and they started busting out songs, I was out. I'm out. So I kind of had to, you know, weigh the movie with a grain, you know, a little bit different because I hate musicals. So anytime they started singing, that's when I picked up my phone. You know what I mean? That's when I got on my phone, check my IG, check my, you know, whatever, Snapchat, and then I got back to when it got back to the movie. Her acting ain't bad. I think her acting ain't bad, her singing ain't bad, but I think, honestly, one, she did kind of set herself up because a lot of people hate her, but two, Snow White doesn't really do much, you know what I mean? Even in the cartoon, I was like, she didn't do nothing. The dwarves did all the work. You know, she cleaned the house and sang a little bit, but the animals and the dwarves and all them people did work. And let's talk about that though. What the fuck was up with those doors? Why did they use garden gnome heads for the doors? Like, I get that they look like the cartoons, but those were straight garden gnomes. What disrespect to the dwarf people of y'all couldn't cast dwarves, which was crazy. It's like, why would they not cast real dwarves? If you want to be woke, if y'all want to be inclusive, include the fucking dwarves in the only story they got, motherfucker. Shit. You know, and like, they had a dwarf in the group of bandits. And I'm like, why aren't you with the homies? And could y'all only afford one dwarf? How expensive are dwarf actors or actresses? We're like, how expensive are dwarves? I figured they'd be half price. God damn. Man, you know, anyway, so I was like, so y'all don't have no dwarves. They're doing all this emotional stuff. I hate when they do emotional stuff with CGI characters. They got Dopey out here trying to express all these emotions with his face, and it's like, bro, get a real fucking actor. You could have put somebody on. I hated that about Avatar, too, the one with the blue people. It's like, why do y'all have so much emotion in these CGI faces? I don't get it. So the dwarves were a major L. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, the only reason why I watched this show is because I watched a review and someone said something about Hi Ho. And that was the only song I remembered. Was that Hi Ho, which is crazy because I think did the Catch Me Outside girl make that song too? Anyway, Hi Ho was that was the jam. It didn't hit as hard in this in this rendition, they were mining for jewels and diamonds. I don't know why they didn't use that shit to make themselves rich. Who knows what that was about? Honestly, I hate to sound, seem this way. The dude, the prince, or whoever who was supposed to be the prince, the bandit dude, he stole the show. He stole the scene. Every time he stood in the scene, I was like, yo, let me hear what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was way better than her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say he was better than her, though. He had more charisma. He captured the character. I felt like she was kind of like a sideline character in her own movie. Is that weird? But I feel like that's how Snow White is. Even in the cartoon, she was kind of like, she didn't do nothing but get, she just inspired people. That's all she was, an inspiration. Everybody else did the work. The animals and the dwarves did all the work, and the prince. Honestly, they were like, they race swapped the black huntsman or the huntsman, and I was like, yo, I don't even remember who the fuck that was. So honestly, I didn't care. I didn't care. He didn't seem important at all. They could have just had any soldier do it. Like, I didn't understand the significance of the hatred for replacing the huntsman when this nigga didn't do nothing but not do his job. You supposed to murk the little girl in the woods. Why are you being a bitch? Why we pay you to... Anyway, Gal Gadot, she been working on the acting. She been working on it. I honestly felt like, whenever they was on the scene, I was paying attention to Gal, I was like, she doing a little better acting, better than Hearthstone or Heart of Stone, whatever I watched. So I mean, it was alright. It was when they were just acting, it was a solid mid Disney shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? Not good, not great, not terrible, not awful. It was just right in the middle. I think there was a couple of jokes that even made me laugh. But I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give this shit like a 6. What I give? I gave Daredevil 6.67. I'm gonna give this shit like a 6.4. You know what I mean? It's right below Daredevil. Like, Daredevil was trash. There's no action in this, but I'm gonna give it a 6.64. It was alright. They overhyped the hatred for it, maybe because they don't like the girl, and that's your prerogative. I'm so glad I didn't spend no money on this. I'm not gonna tell you how I watched it, but regardless, it was alright, whatever. So, it's good background noise. You doing the laundry, you doing the dishes, throw that on. Don't invest in it, please don't invest in it. But, it's alright, whatever. Thank you for watching. Get you a shirt. Check out my music. Click on the link, click the QR code. Takes me forever to put that there, so please click on it or check it out. Thank you for watching. Don't play with my patience, man, they gone with the flow when they tryna fake it. That's not the way I roll, that's not the combination. You start off with the dough before you start the conversation. No one start the salutations, man, don't play with me. I'm coming from a place they would hate to be. I'm going through a phase you would hate to see. They say this life's a trip, ain't no telling where it's taking me. When you on the edge and you make your next move, better be your best. Before you throw it to the depths, better reinvest. Man, I count every moment and count every step, so I know I'm blessed. Now